Last question today is from Jeremy. Jeremy says, hey, David, are you worried that the Sanders-Warren candidacy are going to candidacies? I guess I'm trying to sort of reread this in a way that makes sense. Let me reinterpret it. David, are you worried that both Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren running will split the progressive vote if neither of them drop out, allowing the other to coalesce the progressive vote? Sanders will have an early lead in delegates if he does well in earlier states. I think that right now, there is no reason whatsoever to believe that both Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren running is going to hurt the progressive movement. In fact, I think right now, there's a benefit to both Bernie and Elizabeth Warren running, which is that even though they are both considered to be sort of the leftmost candidates that are running, they actually have different approaches and different styles and different policy ideas. Bernie Sanders comes more from the Democratic Socialist enclave of the left, and he has moved to running a campaign of social democracy. Elizabeth Warren comes more from the let's tweak capitalism to better work for the middle class enclave of the Democratic Party, and has moved to the left to a position of social democracy that is also very close to Bernie Sanders, but their approaches in terms of policy are quite different when you look at everything ranging from healthcare to education policy to other things. Is one better than the other? Well, I think Bernie is slightly to Elizabeth Warren's left, and I am more left. So on policy, I'm probably slightly more in line with Bernie than with Elizabeth Warren. But Elizabeth Warren is running an awesome substantive campaign. She's going to red states and doing town halls and talking to Trump voters and other conservatives head on in a way that is a really great thing to be doing, and is engaging directly with people who might never imagine that they would vote, even though I think she's from Oklahoma, for a senator from Massachusetts in terms of the sort of political space that Elizabeth Warren occupies now. So right now, Bernie and Warren running is a really, really great thing. Eventually, it's going to be sorted out. They can't both be the nominees. And I believe that they are both aware of the impacts of each of their campaigns on the other. I believe that as the debates get going, as the polling numbers start to firm up in terms of how they will look as the primaries start, either or both of them are going to do the right things. And in the long run, I think that they are going to grow the total base of progressive support rather than divide it. And I think it's an absolutely great thing. They both are people who understand pragmatic realities. They are both people who want the movement to succeed first and foremost. And I think they're going to do the right thing. I am not worried about that whatsoever. And the way I see it, sometimes people say, David, when you see other progressive hosts growing their audience, do you feel as though they're your competition and they're hurting you in some way? The answer is no. I mean, on a practical level, people only have a certain number of hours of the day during which they consume media. So in some very strict sense, if someone starts watching a half hour a day of something else, that's a half hour a day of me that they may not be watching. But I have a different approach, which is that progressive independent media is such a small thing relative to the larger universe of stuff people can watch or listen to, that I see other progressive shows as growing the pie rather than taking a bigger slice of it. And I think that there's a very similar analogy to what's going on now with the progressive movement within the Democratic Party and even outside of it in the United States. If you disagree with me, if you think Warren and Bernie running at the same time is damaging the progressive movement, I want to hear from you. I will listen to any and all reasonable disagreements with my position. That's it for today. We've got a great bonus show coming up. The show doesn't have to end now. If you become a member or a patron, you will get instant access to the bonus show. Sign up on our website or at patreon.com/David Pakman Show.